She loves being with people. She loves animals. She loves her friends. She can be very silly.
I think she's always been that way. Like to be the center of attention. Gosh, I can go back 2 years old, and there's a video of her doing Achy Breaky Heart.
Very upbeat, always sees the bright side of everything. Always had just lots of friends because she's fun to be around.
I was getting sick. It was like the 24-hour flu like every other week, and it just wouldn't go away. Then it was tired all the time. I was sleeping, going to bed at like 8 o'clock at night, sleeping until 10. I was just always tired. So we finally decided to go into Mom's doctor, and that's when everything started. So.
Emily was diagnosed in the summer of 2012. Actually, she developed some respiratory symptoms, some signs of infection, and when they evaluated her and reviewed her peripheral blood, unfortunately, there was evidence of acute leukemia. It is a very dramatic diagnosis. The whole family was affected by this.
I remember the day. Her mom called me and said, you know, you got to come home and need to have a family meeting. And, you know, fortunately everybody was able to be home. It was in the middle of June. And I do remember her coming in and, you know, telling us, and it was absolutely very difficult.
We really didn't have a whole lot of time to think. Cried a few tears at the beginning, put on our brave faces and said we're going to do this as a family. That, we were going to try very hard, that every night she had to spend in the hospital, that she wasn't by herself.
The tears came, tears went. After that was done, we got to fight. So.
The first time I was like, let's do it, let's get it done over with. And that was really it. I didn't really have too many like, oh my gosh, this is really happening to me kind of thing. So that was, yeah, I was like, let's do it. So. I was poked, prodded, you know, things were put in my arm, I was getting chemo, I was getting all kinds of crazy stuff, just really tired.
At that point, we decided to hold on our transplant process and give it a chance to the standard chemotherapy. And in fact, she did well for almost 2 years, and unfortunately, she relapsed just a few months ago.
Her doctor, once we knew that this had come back a second time, that the best long-term outcome would be a bone marrow transplant. And it was a little scary at first, because I know that, with anything there are risks. But basically it was, the minute, they put us immediately on the registry.
Emily is wonderful. I mean, she has a special drive. She's a fighter, and she's very compliant. She's always on board. She's very smart. She asks smart questions, and she is part of her therapy. She's part of the team. And I think that those are qualities that are definitely helping Emily going through all this process.
She's going to be in the hospital at least 30 days straight. I know she's going to be kind of in an intensive care ward, but basically very sterile. So everything's going to be around the clock, and they're going to be watching very carefully, and the drugs and for everything, if her fever goes up, they give her something. If she's got, for whatever one drug causes, they've got something else to fix it. So it's just a constant barrage, and the round-the-clock nurses.
She got a lot of life ahead of her, and if we can, we'll go to the ends of the earth if we have to do whatever is needed to keep her here.
Rich and I both said, I just can't believe the generosity and the just neighbors, and I'm overwhelmed. We are completely overwhelmed at the generosity and outpouring of caring and support that people have given us.
family's always going to be there for me. You know, we are very close, and appreciate it tremendously. I have very, very close friends. They were there all the time, and I want to thank them so much for it, because I wouldn't be able to do it without them.
I don't know where she gets it. She's a very, very strong young lady. She's been poked and prodded and woken up at 4 o'clock in the morning and 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's kind of like, okay, what's next? Let's just tackle it, get it over with. I want to move on. I want to celebrate my 23rd birthday without having to worry about anything.
It's amazing. I don't know how sometimes she does it, but she does. And you know, if it's courage, and you want to label it as courage, she's got more than probably most people ever will have.
I want to go snowboarding again. I want to go skydiving. I want to, you know, live my life to the fullest for these next couple of years, and then maybe settle down.